Good morning, I'm Prarambha Dahall. Let's begin with the main stories. 18 years have gone by since establishment of Loktantra or democracy in Nepal. Republicanism, peace process and new constitution the main achievements. The Qatari Emir Al Thani arriving in Kathmandu today for a state visit of Nepal. President Ramchandra Paul to welcome him at the Trivandrum International Airport. Government announces public holiday. United Nations expert warns of risk of mental illness among the people of Gaza due to the current conflict, shares concern on lack of medical supplies and reproductive and mental health services. And Inter Milan sealed their 20th Italian title by beating arch rivals and nearest challengers AC Milan 2-1 in a historic derby. Thousands of Inter Milan fans celebrate in the heart of the city. It has been 18 years since Loktantra or democracy was established in the country. Democracy was established after the 2006 People's Movement, in which 7 political parties along with CP and Maoist, which was then involved in an armed insurgency, jointly went against the autocratic rule of then King Gyanendra Shah. On the climax of the People's Movement, then King Gyanendra handed all the power to the people on Baisakh 11, 2063 as per the Nepali calendar, which was on April 24, 2006. After people gathered at various places of Ring Road in Kathmandu on April 24, 2006 with the aim of encircling the royal palace and take the People's Movement of 2006 to a conclusion, then King Gyanendra became agitated and handed all the power to the people and decided to reinstate the parliament. After then King Gyanendra sacked publicly elected Prime Minister on October 4, 2002 and took all the executive powers in his own hands, questions started to surface against the constitutional monarchy. Prior to this, political parties were running the country freely, but after the king took all the power, it seemed like the parties were unofficially banned. Then King Gyanendra handpicked the Prime Minister to run the country, but the people were discontent with this. The king on February 1, 2005 announced himself as the chairperson of the Council of Ministers, breaching the constitution, which made the public more furious. The political parties were united against the king's move, and the movement by the parties started to expand, however failed to gain a significant shape. Then Nepal Communist Party Maoist, which was involved in the armed conflict since February 1996, was also looking for an opportunity to come into peaceful mainstream politics. After then King Gyanendra took all the powers in his own hands, the 7 political parties along with CP and Maoist inked a 12-point agreement in Delhi on November 22, 2005. It was mentioned in the agreement that the autocratic rule of the monarchy would be ended and complete democracy would be established in Nepal. The agreement helped intensify the movement against the monarchy. The movement, initiated by the 7 parties on April 6, 2006, was well supported by the Maoists. In an effort to calm down the movement, then King Gyanendra announced on April 21, 2006 that he agreed to form the government as per the demands of the political parties. Most of the parties were positive on this. However, the public rejected the monarchy's move, calling it a conspiracy. With the backing of the people, the parties decided to encircle the Ring Road and storm into the royal palace on April 24, 2006. As the then Royal Nepali Army suggested then King Gyanendra that there could be a huge number of casualties if efforts are made to suppress the movement, the king backed away from his persistent stance and reinstated the parliament on the same day. The meeting of the reinstated House of Representatives that was held on May 18, 2006 abolished the monarchy and handed the executive power of the country to the Prime Minister, the acting head of the state. Political stability slowly returned in the country after that. An agreement was signed between the government and the Maoist, ending the 10-year-long armed insurgency. After holding the general elections in 2008, the first meeting of the House of Representatives that convened on May 29, 2008 declared that the monarchy, which carried a 237-year history, was abolished and announced that Nepal was declared a federal democratic republic country. With the establishment of democracy in the country, the Nepali people have been able to choose the head of state. Along with that, the people have also been able to experience federalism, inclusion, proportionate representation, among others. It is Loktantra or the Democracy Day today. Following the popular movement of 2006, Loktantra or democracy was established in Nepal on 11th Baisakh 2063 as per the Nepali calendar, which was on 24th April 2006. The movement of 2062-63 BS or 2006 AD became successful after 19 days of protests across the nation with the restoration of parliament that was rendered ineffective by then King Gyanendra Shah. The movement is taken as the turning point in the country's political scenario as it brought the former rebel Maoist party to peaceful politics. On the foundation of the same movement, the seven-party alliance and the Maoists signed the Comprehensive Peace Accord to end the decade-long armed insurgency in the country and drafted the Interim Constitution of Nepal 2063 BS and declared the federal democratic republicanism in the country. However, the ongoing political instability in the country, despite massive sacrifice for the success of the Second People's Movement, has disappointed many as people's aspirations for transformation, development and prosperity remain to be realized. Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, is arriving in Kathmandu today for a state visit to Nepal. President Ramchandra Paudel is to receive him from the Trivandrum International Airport at 5:30 p.m. This is the first visit by any Emir of Qatar. The government has also announced public holiday today. The Qatari Emir will hold bilateral talks with President Paudel and Prime Minister Pushpa Dahall. During his stay, the two countries will dwell on the issues of bilateral concerns and Qatar's support to several projects in Nepal, along with providing a gift to the Emir. Government of Nepal will also request Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani for the earliest release of Bipin Joshi, a Nepali student held hostage by the Hamas militants. Experts have suggested the government to prioritize Joshi's release during talks with the Emir.
यो श्रम सम्झौता सँगै अथवा यो श्रम सम्झौतामा हाम्रो मसी सिग्नेचर हुनुभन्दा अगाडि तपाईहरुले प्लिज त्यो हाम्रो बिपिन जोशी भन्ने बाबुलाई छुटाइदिनु पर्यो भन्दिनुस्। हामीले यही कुटनीति गर्ने भनेकै यही हो। हामी तपाईहरुले भने जस्तो किसिमको श्रम सम्झौता गर्छौं, तर त्यो भन्दा अगाडि प्लिज त्यो बाबुलाई छुटाइदिनु पर्यो। त्यो निर्दोष मान्छे कृषि सिक्न भनेर गएको, प्यालेस्टाइनसित पनि इजरायलीहरुसित पनि उसको चाहिने खास चाहिने शत्रुता मित्रता केही छैन, त्यसलाई छुटाइदिनु पर्यो। पहिला त्यो गरिदिनुस् त। म फेरि शक्तिशाली त्यहाँको राजा उहाँले भनेको मान्छन् जस्तो लाग्छ। यहीँनेर हो कुटनीति गर्नुपर्ने।
The government of Nepal will also discuss on ensuring safety of Nepali workers in Qatar and the release of those in various jails for several reasons. The Emir's delegation will arrive at the Trivandrum International Airport on 2 private jets and will leave on Wednesday. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
At a time when there have been incidents of fires and wildfires across the country, why has the cabinet not made it an agenda for discussion? Your options are A. Insensitive towards the people, B. Negligence regarding disasters, and C. Excuse of jurisdiction. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces if parties with communist names had forgotten communist ideologies. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
आफ्नो स्वार्थ र भागभण्डा नमिल्ने र आफै प्रधानमन्त्री आफै मन्त्री हुँ भने जुन सोचको कारण चाहिँ बिडेछ मलाई लाग्छ।
फरक विचारधारा भए पनि गठबन्धन गरौँ सहमति गरौँ भन्ने हिसाबमा मिल्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो अल्मलिएको जस्तो चाहिँ मैले बुझ्छु।
दिन पछि यिनीहरुको चेन्ज भइरा हुन्छ।
दलहरु यो नयाँ पिढीसँग चाहिँ कोलाबोरेसन गर्न नसकेका हुन्।
सिद्धान्त अरु दल र कम्युनिस्टको कुनै फरक चाहिँ देखिन्न। सत्तामा जाने मात्रै उनीहरुको ध्यान छ र वैचारिक हिसाबले उनीहरुले आफूले नै व्यवहारमा लागू गर्न सकिरहेका छैनन्।
सिद्धान्तलाई बिर्सेर यिनी पतभ्रष्ट भएर कमाउनको निम्ति लालच, सत्ताको निम्ति लालच भए, त्यही लालचको कारणले यिनीहरु ध्रुवीकरण भए।
कम्युनिस्टहरुमा वैचारिक स्पष्टता नभएको र पद र प्रतिष्ठाको लागि राजनीति लडाई गरेका कारणले कम्युनिस्टहरु छेदविच्छेद भए।
A truck heading to Kathmandu from Sunoli caught on fire in Dhading's Adamghat this morning. According to driver Sushil Bishokarma, the truck carrying medicine suddenly caught on fire while it was travelling on the road. The cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. It is now time for the international news. UN Special Rapporteur on the Right to Health, Thaleng Mofokeng, said that acute mental distress that will then turn into anxiety and other kinds of mental illnesses later on in life is really important to start thinking of internationally about. A United Nations expert warned that there was a risk that mental illnesses could manifest themselves years from now among the people of Gaza due to the current conflict. Mofokeng said that the health system in Gaza has been completely obliterated and the right to health has been decimated at every level. She also added that the conditions are incompatible with the realization of everyone to the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health. Mofokeng said she was concerned about the risk of water and airborne diseases and the lack of medical supplies and reproductive and mental health services in the Gaza Strip. UNICEF said in February it estimated that 17,000 children in Gaza were unaccompanied or had been separated from their families during the conflict, and that nearly all children in the enclave were thought to require mental health support. The Israeli assault has destroyed hospitals across the enclave, including Al-Shifa Hospital, the Gaza Strip's largest before the war, and killed and injured health workers. Palestinian health authorities say more than 34,000 people have been killed in Israel's assault, which began after Hamas fighters attacked Israel on October 7. More than 80 earthquakes, the strongest of 6.3 magnitude, struck Taiwan's east coast starting from yesterday night to the early hours this morning. The island's weather administration said that the quake caused shaking of buildings in the capital Taipei. No casualty has been reported yet. The quakes were centered on the largely rural eastern county of Hualien, where on 3rd of April, at least 14 people died after a 7.2 magnitude tremor. Taiwan has been jolted by hundreds of aftershocks since then. The fire department in Hualien said that a hotel, which had already been damaged on 3rd of April and was no longer in operation, was now slightly leaning on its side. Taiwan lies near the junction of two tectonic plates and is prone to earthquakes. The city of Kaliningrad, the Russian enclave on the Baltic Sea, showed the updated exposition of the Immanuel Kant Museum to mark the 300th anniversary of a great German philosopher who was born, lived and worked in the capital of former Eastern Prussia, Königsberg. The multimedia display shows artists' impression of Kant's dining room. The philosopher did not like to dine alone, says museum manager Marina Yadova, saying he always thought that a good interlocutor made a dinner more spicy. Yadova added that a meal could last up to 3 hours, during which a variety of topics had been discussed. The updated display presents a watch identical to the instrument which belonged to Kant and a specially sewn replica of his costume alongside a pair of shoes made after period models. Now the items look properly, said chief artist of the Kaliningrad Cathedral Vladimir Shelikin. Kaliningrad and Kant Baltic State University host World Concept of Philosophy International Kant Congress, the main event of the celebration. Russian philosopher and Kant scholar Valentin Balanovsky said that despite the present international situation, the celebration of Kant's anniversary in Kaliningrad enjoys a very good international attendance. He has recently published a book aimed to explain Kant's philosophy in simple language. Dr. Jürgen Stolzenberg, professor of philosophy from Martin Luther Universität Halle-Wittenberg in Germany, said that Kaliningrad and Baltic University could be a center of research of Kantian philosophy. Stolzenberg said he was very impressed with the updated Kant Museum. Kaliningrad Governor Anton Alikhanov, speaking at Kant's Congress, described the philosopher as a Russian trophy, likewise everything one sees in Kaliningrad region. Immanuel Kant remained a subject of Russian Empress Elizaveta Petrovna for more than 4 years after the Russian army occupied the Eastern Prussia in 1758 during 7 Years' War. Large portion of the former Eastern Prussian became part of the Soviet Union after defeat of the Nazi Germany in 1945, according to agreements between Moscow and its allies in anti-Hitler coalition, United States and Great Britain.
Sports News.
Cricket West Indies CWI men's selection panel has unveiled the 15-member squad for the West Indies men's A team set to tour Nepal from April 25th to May 15th. Led by the experienced Roston Chase as captain and supported by Alik Athanaze as vice-captain, the West Indies men's A team will engage in a series of 5 T20 matches against the Nepal senior men's team. This tour holds significant importance as it serves as another phase in preparation leading up to the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. The series also marks a historic occasion as it is West Indies' first ever tour to Nepal. Roshan Chase will take on the responsibility of captain for the first time at this level. Commenting on Chase's selection as captain, Desmond Haynes, CWI's lead selector, emphasized Chase's consistent display of diligence and leadership skills. The tour's opening T20 fixture will bowl off at Tribhuvan University International Cricket Grounds on Saturday, April 27th. That is all for the moment. Our next news bulletin is at 6 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.